Chris, some nights are easier than others. Very difficult fight for you. Were you confident? There was deep breath when they announced it. Were you confident that things would go your way?
I thought I did enough to pull it out, but the first scorecards when they said 30-27 kind of scared me, so I wasn't sure. But, I mean, it was a back-and-forth fight. I pretty much gave the first round away, which was my bad. I don't know what happened there. I just maybe too comfortable jiu-jitsu-wise, and I just didn't have the urgency to get up or do anything. But, lesson learned, and I knew that I would have more in the gas tank long term. I gassed a little more than I thought I would, so that was kind of disappointing because I thought I'd be able to pour it on and be able to exploit him. And I think I started to, but just ran out of time. So
it seemed that once round two happened, you really hit your groove. It seemed to be a change in confidence. Is that the case, or were you confident right from the get-go?
I'm confident right from the get-go. The problem is that's just how I am. Like, even in the gym training, like my last sparring day was like that. It was like the first round I would always give away. And then one of my coaches at American Top Team, Conan, took me aside, had a little talk with me. And it's like there are already things that I know, but it's just like I have to burn that out. And then it's like, all right, I could go at 75% the whole night, but that first round is what I got to kind of overcome. So it's a learning experience, right? You got to learn from the wins and the losses. Fortunately, this time I get to learn from a win.
So it's a very strange journey, having to leave home, go down to Florida, be away from your wife. Is it everything you expected it to be, slowly climbing up the ranks and looking towards a 125-pound championship?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's just the goal is to keep on winning and keep on learning and progressing as a fighter. And, I did a lot of things in this fight that I haven't been able to do in other fights. So I'm very pleased with that. But then there's other things that I got to sharpen too. So I'm sure one of these times in the next couple fights, it's all going to come together and kind of culminate in something good. So we'll just keep chipping away.
Do you look at your performances? Are you the one that looks at tape? Tonight, for example, you go back and look at that, or is that something that you leave to your coaches?
No, I personally like to do it because I'm more of a cerebral guy like that, and I like to see it. And I mean, even tonight there was positions that Chris had me in that I knew what he was going to do as soon as he got me there. So in that first round, especially when he had me jammed up on the cage, I knew he was looking to posture and elbow and things like that. So I like to study other guys. I like to study myself, and just it's a puzzle. You know what I mean? It's a chess game. So trying to figure out all the pieces and figure myself out as much as everybody else, right?
What's a perfect fight for you? Obviously, the goal is to go out and get a victory, try to get a bonus if you can do that. But ideally, how would you like a fight to go?
Yeah, man, any is an exciting fight and something that the crowd likes and something that I come on in the winning end, Obviously, I don't like to take punches and take damage, but I'm in a division where, not everybody's getting knocked out with those 1 and 2 blows. So, I like to have exciting fights. I'd rather have performance of the night bonuses than fight of the night bonuses, but I'm not, picky on anything. As long as I can go into a fight, perform and implement the things that I'm doing in training and get better as an athlete, then that's what I'm excited about.
We've talked about 125 pounds. All it takes is 2 wins in a row, 3 wins in a row, and you could be finding yourself fighting for a UFC championship. Is that something that you focus on, or is it just the UFC gives you an opponent, complete focus on that guy, get that victory, and then move on to the next step? Or is it, okay, what do I need to do to make sure I get a title shot?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's in the distant set of goals that I have, but I mean, my next set of goals would be, 2016, okay, let's get ranked. Let's, be somewheres there and just chip away at it, That's like my 11th fight, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of guys that have more experience than me, and I need that ring experience to sharpen my skills and learn about myself and progress as an athlete. So I'm not too excited about, I want to be, fighting for a belt or anything like that. I just want to be the best that I can, put on exciting fights, and that the rest will come as I progress,
Have your training methods changed from being when you're on the local scene to now fighting in the UFC? Has your training changed at all? Obviously down in American Top Team, but from personal standpoint, now in your 30s, have things changed? Have you had to reel back certain things? Have you had to look at your body?
My body's been really good to me. I haven't had surgeries or serious injuries or anything like that. This time I have a habit of always staying in exceptional shape. And I learned this time, I went down there's a bunch of beasts down there, and I mean, I probably could have went down there with 4 weeks and peaked. I went in 7 weeks, and by 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, I was burnt out, man. I was doing very little to try to bring myself back up to peak for this fight, because with 4 weeks, I can be ready to fight usually. So I think what I got to do is just taper my training down in the off time to more skill development, not worry so much about always being in top shape. Because when you're on the regional scene, it's like you got to be ready within 2 weeks because you never know when you're going to get that call. And obviously, I've had exceptional fights within 2 weeks' notice because it's worked for me. You know what I mean? So now it's just, it's adjusting that and knowing my body and knowing you're 34, Chris, you're not 24. So you're going to have to be smart about this, right?
Talk about American top team. Why did you decide to go down there? Everybody knows how good American top team is, but there's so many good camps around the world. Why did you decide to go to Coconut Creek?
You know, it was kind of a whim. There was a guy, JP Reese, who's a guy who came up and trained with TJ Grant for a fight. I got in touch with him because I knew that he was down at American top team. I wanted to go try a gym out that kind of had everything all in one spot. I didn't want to go somewhere and then have to look for my own conditioning and this and that. And I mean, that's what I do at home, but I don't mind doing that in the off time. But when you're focusing for a fight and you're kind of structuring everything, or you have to bring people in to do the camp, for me, it's just mentally too much to think about. So the fact that I could go somewhere, you know, there's sacrifices with being away from friends and family, but I get to just think about that, the task at hand, and commit to it, and just worry about that. And it was, you know, it was difficult in some regards, but it was well worth it too, obviously, right?